Today we're tackling fish on light line in the New Zealand Sport Fishing Nationals competition. Have the team got what it takes to match the best anglers in New Zealand? There's plenty of action and drama as we hunt for the winning fish.
Yeah, this could be a very special fish. So the Nationals is a line weight competition. There's no money or big prizes. It's all for trophies and kudos and things like that. Using different weight lines, you get different points depending on the species and the size of the fish. But also you can measure kingfish and release them and get points that way. And also the other species, marlin, sharks, tuna and everything, you can tag and release. So you don't have to kill every fish you catch, which is really good because it's being a bit controversial these days with a lot of competitions where you kill a lot of fish. We don't like to see that.
After we'd been pretty much blown off the water on the first day of the Nationals, day 2 was looking a lot more fishable. Our plan was to head out wide with some big live baits to target snapper. We'd found a good school of bait holding on the edge of a channel and they were keen to hit our lures. These kahawai were the perfect size to tempt a big snapper. Snapper are highly predatory and will hit a huge live bait. With enough bait for a good fishing session, we headed out over the Paringaringa Bar. The conditions were much clearer once we were a few kilometres offshore. We went over some really fishy looking sign, so we set up our first drift of the day using 4 and 6 kilo line.
Well, after a fairly quiet couple of drifts for the morning, we've hooked up. And on light tackle you never know what you got, but this feels like a good lump of fish. And I think our plan to target 2 different species has worked because I think this is a nice snapper.
This was a respectable fish, but not a competition winner.
Put him on the gunnels there, mate. Well done. It's a good start.
The snapper were nailing the live kahawai, and Cam was the next to hook up. This fish was fighting hard. We were keen to get it in.
Walk him over here. There we are. That's a nice North Wall snapper. It's a nice fish, mate. Look at that. Beautiful.
This fish would definitely score a few points for the team.
I'll take it.
Ian was using the largest kahawai we had in the bait tank.
I've been waiting a long time for this. Nice little kahawai in the end, little lollipop as Adam calls them. And been nice and patient out here and just loaded up. Fantastic.
You'll be a good netter, Cam.
Yeah, don't cock it up, as they say, no pressure.
This was a good fish, and Ian had hooked it on a 4 kilo or 8 pound line.
She's all go. We've been waiting a while for these bites, covered a few bit of ground, and we finally picked up a few. It seems like they're on the chew now, so it's good.
Smooth drags are essential in light tackle fishing.
Slide your net under them.
Woohoo! That is an absolute monster.
Absolutely. Well pleased with that. That's the best snapper I've caught in a long, long time. And I'm really light tackle on 4 kg, mate. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's really rewarding when you catch something like this on light tackle. I was on it for about 5 or 10 minutes. Absolutely fantastic. Got patience. It's very rewarding.
We put the fish on ice and headed back to weigh in.
Well, we've had an eventful start to our New Zealand Sport Fishing Nationals. We started fishing in the far, far north. We've had bad weather. We've really struggled with the weed in the harbour up there, put the fish off. They would see the weed on the line and wouldn't bite. And we got outside for one day and we caught a couple of nice snapper. Ian got a good one on 4 kilo line. But now what we've done is we've relocated. I've heard the kingfish are biting in Auckland down on my home turf. So we're going to try and see if we can get Dylan a kingy on light tackle down in Auckland.
Dylan had only had his bait in the water a minute and it got nailed.
fish, bro.
I can tell you now, I am more than pleased to be hooked up to a kingfish because we have worked more than hard to hook one of these. We've gone to 2 different places, fished super hard, so many baits, had that many fish come up to our live baits in the other harbour, no success, so we've moved. And Adam was pretty confident in this place here, and yeah, we're on. And it feels
Size live bait too, mate.
yeah, a big live bait. It's probably one of the big ones that we got.
Well, we've definitely worked for this one. I'm so happy for Dylan. He's been really patient and it's all come together.
The runs are getting smaller.
So part of the competition is you get a measuring board and you can measure your fish, and you get points for doing it that way. We'll bang a tag in them as well because there's tag and release, so you can measure and tag.
What a backdrop. Pretty gnarly. Probably couldn't ask for better conditions either. I'm currently fishing on 8 kilo line, which is about 16 pound. And she's really giving me a bit of a fight on light tackle.
Just as the fish was getting close, a momentary lapse in concentration led to disaster.
Yeah, I think it was a bit too big for the net. Kind of underestimated how big he was. And yeah, went to go take the boat out of gear. The fish kind of got out the net and the line got caught on that thing there and it snapped and it's gone. So yeah.
Next, has the home ground advantage paid off as we hit a hot bite and Dylan has a chance to redeem himself with a point scoring fish.
Hopefully we can put this one on the board in the Nationals.
We've just hooked our first kingfish of the morning, just trolling around little tiny kahawai. It's so heavy.
Well, we've hooked up on a grey and overcast day. Hopefully we can put this one on the board in the Nationals. We're still in danger zone, but we're getting into the deeper water.
I'd love to see the size of this thing. Hit like an absolute freight train. Just grabbed it and we're gone.
So we've got a bit of a dilemma today. I haven't got a cameraman, he didn't show up, so we went without him. So we might not be able to show you everything, we'll do our best, but fish comes first today.
Oh, that's hurting the crown jewels. Oh. Right, that's the nutcracker, that one. Oh. Ah, right.
Sorted it out now.
Get that kick.
Landing a big fish is a team effort. You must control the boat, have the angler do his job, and someone to land the fish once the leader comes up.
Got to drive the boat, manoeuvre things.
Only the angler can touch the rod and reel when competition fishing, and the crew can only take the leader and must not touch the line, otherwise the catch will be disqualified.
Oh, right in the ball.
Dylan, what I want you to do is try and get on this corner here, and then I'll just turn downwind. Okay?
I got Dylan and the boat in the best position to play and land the fish.
Yep. That's it, then we can manoeuvre a bit better.
You want to be drifting away from the fish so it does not go under the boat, and you want your line on a good angle, not straight up and down, as this lets you put maximum pressure through the light tackle.
Actually, we'll
Here we go. That's the ball now.
don't say any more random stuff.
I was hoping not to get a repeat of the disaster we had with Dylan's other fish. There were definitely a few tense moments.
Right, let's try and get in the other corner, eh? Let's go back in the other corner.
Yeah,
Around the outboard, push it right out over the outboard. That's it. Now I got your reel on.
The last moment when a fish comes close to the boat is when they are most often lost.
Bubbles up, leader's coming. So get this, you've got to walk backwards when it gets up. And then get them. Like go, so we just do it for around. Walk backwards. Comes up, walk backwards.
Got it?
So we've lip gaffed him,
Yes.
but we might measure this one. Measure and release. Get the board out, Dylan.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Woo-hoo-hoo. Yes, baby. Oh,
Whack a tag on him too.
are we gonna put him back?
Yes.
Finally got a kingfish that we've been looking for. Well deserved one. Not the biggest one, but yeah, good fish at that. Right. Just hold him.
Launch him out.
Yes.
We soon had another bait out, and that got smashed almost straight away.
I've hooked up on what feels to be a chunky fish on 8 kilos, and we're getting them out into the deep water away from the reef.
It pays to have a strategy when you hook up, so all the crew know what they should be doing, like clearing the gear, manoeuvring the boat.
So the fish is leading nicely. He hasn't really woken up, but he could wake up at any stage. I'm using a lovely soft tip VIP rod, which is ideal for this. We've got 8 kilo on here, light tackle style fishing. The tip absorbs all the shock, and plenty of backbone down here. Triangular grips, so it's really comfortable in your hand, rests really well in your hand. Dylan reckons it's a good fish. I reckon any fish is a good fish today. We've fished so hard. Yep, nice kingy.
Setting the drags properly is a must, as the mono test line would break at exactly a given breaking strain.
Yep, I reckon too. Got him in close now. Just sort of getting him ready for the gaff. I think we'll put a gaff in this one. He looks like a weighable fish. He might have different ideas though. We'll just get him nice and quiet beside the boat.
Even though we were fishing light tackle, we were able to subdue the big fish pretty quickly.
Got him! Yep. Woohoo! Bit nervous that time, but the gaff went home. Well, that's a really hard-earned kingfish, that one. About 14 kilos. I put a nicky in him to kill him. We're going to take him and weigh him now. Like I say, the gaff shot was pretty agricultural for me, but I'm happy to get him in the boat. Let's put him on ice and go to the weigh station.
Watch the epic conclusion as we fish in the New Zealand Sport Fishing Nationals and compete against the best anglers in the country in an attempt to be crowned national champs.
Yeah, this could be a very special fish.
My team was fishing the New Zealand Fishing Nationals and we'd landed a few decent fish, with Ian Biddick's snapper firmly in the lead in the 4kg line class section, and we'd gained a few points in the teams event. But the competition was stiff and we needed something special if we had any hopes of a major win.
It's a bit of a mishmash of weather, sort of cloudy, then sunny. You never know, the wind's going to get up a bit later on, they say. Well, we did really well for a while there. We were leading some line classes, and but all of a sudden there's been a heap of good fish caught. And one of the leading kingfish has been caught by a mate of mine, Steve Reed in Wellington, on 4 kilo line. It's about 14.48, a magnificent fish. So my only option if I want to do really well, the 8 kilo and that, they're up in 21 kilos. We're not going to get a fish that size. So what I'm going to do is I'm just rigging up some traces now, and I'm going to drop down and see if I can get a fish on 3 kilo. Because if I can do that, it'll put me in with a really good chance of winning the kingfish section of the Nationals, and that's something I really want to do.
Our rigs were made of 3 metres of 100-pound Daiwa fluorocarbon line and fine gauge Tembaro circle hooks. We used the trusty uni knot to attach the hooks to the trace. Have a good supply of traces pre-tied so you don't waste valuable fishing time when the action is hot. Always wet knots before tightening to avoid friction from dry line damaging the trace and the knot. Because I was fishing so light, I opted to fish a little deeper away from the exposed reef to give me a bit more of a chance if I hooked a decent fish.
Oh, I've got a bit of a touch here. Yep. Someone's taken it. Whoa, yep. I'm hooked up. I'm on 3 kilo line. And I'm hooked up. We came out a bit deeper, over a deeper patch of reef. And I got the bite. The clouds are starting to lift slowly. But I could be here for a while with this one. I took the risk of going down super light, 3 kilo. But fortunately, we're in nice deep water, so keep the pressure on, hope everything holds together.
The high-vis J-braid made it easy to keep an eye on where the fish was heading when it ran. Every time I'd get a few metres of line, the fish would do a big run.
So the trick is keeping a nice loaded rod. I'm just working little half turns, 1 turn. Been on this fish for about 10 minutes now. No sign of the 3 kilo line, is still way down in the water. He's coming round. Got to be awake to all that sort of movement. I feel he's starting to tire a bit now. About 20 minutes in.
We were in a stalemate situation with the fish a few metres away from the boat. I just had to be patient and keep my cool.
Oh, there's the leader. The white line's on. Now the time for the net. Hopefully it all goes well. Get some line back every time that rod tip lifts. Take a wind. Don't try and lift it too high. The drag's performing really well.
Finally the fish came to the surface and I opted to net the fish thinking it would be the safest option.
Whoa! Yeah! Got him. That's a perfect fish. That's going to score some points. We're pretty close. This one might just put us over the top. Well, it might put me over the top anyway. That's an awesome fish on 3 kilo. Man, that's a good fish. I reckon 12, 13 kilos. That'll score a lot of points. I'll keep this one for weighing in because, yeah, this could be a very special fish. That's what competition fishing's all about.
It was a nervous wait for the results after our weigh-in to see how we'd fared in the Nationals. At the end of the day, we'd done pretty well in the team's event, getting a couple of minor placings. Ian Snapper had won the 4 kg line class section, and my Kingfish had won the 3 kilo line class section, and it also crowned me champion yellowtail angler. A great success for me, and I was rapt.